welcome to my kitchen. My name is Luann Pygott. I am a beauty guide with Lime Life by Alcone, and that's the makeup that I'm wearing today. However, I am going to cook today, and I'm going to show you what I'm making for lunch. It is called Ravioli Lasagna. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried this. Somebody shared this recipe with me not long ago. Well, a few years ago online. And what it basically does is make lasagna real easy to make. It tastes just like lasagna, but what you use, instead of lasagna, where you have to take the noodles and you have to make the ricotta cheese and all that layer, just use these right here. They're called Celentano. I don't know if that's how you say it. It's this brand right here. These are cheese raviolis. You can use the big ones or the little ones. These are the miniature ones, mini rounds, one bag of this. This will make, this already has your noodles. And it already has the filling. And all you do is layer it with your sauce and mozzarella cheese. And you've got kind of just like lasagna with ravioli. Little raviolis. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to put this over here. Hopefully where we can see this. Where I can make this thing work. There you go. There you go. There you go. There's my pan. And I'm going to cook in this pan. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to not cook, but cut some onions. Now what I'm making here is spaghetti sauce. You can make your spaghetti sauce however you want your spaghetti sauce. Whatever you like. Just make spaghetti sauce. You can make homemade sauce. You can use jar sauce. You can do whatever you want. Here, let's move that over. There we go. This is what I have left of an onion. Uh-oh. And I'm getting it. I'm not going to be able to do that. Let's move it off of the burner. There we go. And I'm just going to chop this onion. You don't have to put onion in it if you don't want the onion in your spaghetti sauce. I like onion in it. So I am going to use the onion. Basically, I'm going to cut out that little core. And you can put it however much onion in it you want. It's like no amount. Half an onion or something. These are Vidalia onions. I like those the best. For everything. I use that for everything. Whenever it calls for any kind of onion, yeah, I'm using a Vidalia onion. Too bad. They're the best. They're sweet onions. If it doesn't say Vidalia onion, if it says sweet onion, that's it. But you can use whatever kind of onion you like, or none, if you want it. So I'm just chopping it up. If you have people that don't like onion, they don't like bits of onion in your house, but you like the onion and stuff because, you know, adds flavor. But they don't like little pieces of onion in there. Use like a micro blade, a micro grater. Or if you have that box grater that has the itty bitty little part on it, like shred your onion. So it's like you can't see the pieces. And then it can be in there. It adds flavor. Nobody has to worry about seeing a little bite of onion they don't want. Okay, there's that. I'm going to add some coconut. This is coconut oil into the bottom of my pan. Heat up the pan a little higher. I'm actually probably going to make a little more onion than that. I got another onion here. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. This is just a little teeny weeny cutting board. I do have a big one too. Using my teeny weeny one today. I'm going to cut this off. Where's my bag? Here it is. This will be my little trash bag now. Now I know there's a more professional way to cut onion than this, and I don't care. I do it my way. This is the homemaker's way to do onion. This has a little mildew on it. I'm going to get that off. If you have trouble, let me show you this little trick. I found this by accident. Didn't even realize it till one day I realized I was cutting onions and I wasn't crying. And I'm like, how come I'm not crying anymore? I figured it out. Let me get that off of here. I'm actually going to cut that side off too. There. Oh, there's some more up there. Sometimes you get the onion in the store and they have stuff on it. Turn your vent on. and cut onions on your stove, and the vent will take the fumes up and away from you, and you won't cry. Isn't that cool? Like I said, I discovered that by accident one day. Didn't even realize it. So this is how I do it. I cut it in. I know you can cut the onion in half, lay it on the side. Do that. You can do that. Yeah. I don't want to cut it in half because I don't want to use that much. Because I've already got some in there. I need to turn that up too. Because it's not even sizzling yet. And so I just cut, you know, one direction and cut the other when I'm just using part of it. So it's like little, you know, hash marks. And then all you have to do, this really is too small of a thing. All you have to do is slice it down. There you go, instant little itty bitty squares. Then I'm done with that. There's some sizzle. Some more in there. Okay, let's put this back a little bit that way. There you go. You can watch the onions cook. Yay! But I like this because it is so simple for a really lasagna. And all I'm doing right now is making like the spaghetti sauce. Let's see, let's use this spoon. With this onion around in there. I kind of like to saute the onion for a minute or two so it softens. And then I'm going to add the meat. Now, of course, you can do this without meat if you prefer no meat. But I use ground chuck. I like ground chuck better than ground beef. Ground beef has a little more fat in it. This is 80% lean, 20% fat. If yours doesn't say ground chuck, 80% lean, 20% fat. I don't like to use the real low fat because then it's real dry meat. And the fat gives it a little flavor. So this is pretty lean though. And you'll also see when I get done with this, I drain the fat off of this anyway. I don't keep the fat in it because after all, the fat in here is not a good fat to digest. So I just put the whole thing of meat in. Then I got this nifty little tool. I saw Pioneer woman using this. Found this at, where did I get this? I think I got it at Bed Bath & Beyond. Look, isn't that cool? So, you take it and it will chop your meat really fast because it does it in 4 directions at once. You just take it and kind of twist it. Isn't that neat? I'm going to turn this up a little bit because I put cold meat in here. Chop, chop, chop. Now, I'm not going to put salt and pepper in this yet because I'm actually going to rinse the meat off to get the bad fat off of it when I'm done. I learned that trick, probably in the 80s. From a friend of mine that said somebody showed her that if you rinse off the meat when you're done, it takes off all the bad fat. But yet you still cooked it in there and got the flavor. I'm just rinsing this off. Then I'm going to put the lid on, let that simmer a little bit. What I'm going to get, here's my pan. I've got my oven on 350. Here's the pan I'm going to use. This is a little bit bigger. This is like a 10 by 10 pan. This is just one batch of this. You could double this easily. Just get 2 of these bags. Okay, so then I have, you can either use mozzarella cheese or this. This is Italian blend, 6 cheese Italian blend. This has the mozzarella in it, provolone, Romano, Fettina, Asiago, I guess that is, and Parmesan natural cheeses. So the 6 Italian blend is good because it's an Italian meal, of course. And then I also use extra Parmesan cheese. I buy the kind like this that's already shredded. Now, you'll find if you buy this and then try to keep it in your refrigerator for long, it will mold. So all I do with this is I buy this kind because it's so easy. It's already shredded. You can shred your own if you want to, but it's so easy. And then I just put this right in the freezer. And the good thing about it is you don't have to even thaw this because it is already in little itty bitty pieces. As soon as you take it out of the refrigerator, it starts thawing, and you can put it frozen right on top of your meal because you're going to put it in the oven. So it will keep forever in your freezer if you buy that cheese. You don't have to worry about using it up before it goes bad. Okay, let's look at this. Stir this a little more. You can, of course, use like the meat substitute if you would rather do that. You can use whatever you like in your meat for your spaghetti sauce. Really what we're making here. Put the lid back on, let that cook some more. Okay, so then I'm going to get all of this ready. So I'm going to open my bag of cheese over here. Open my Parmesan. I'm going to get some scissors and open these little raviolis. I've got my oven already on. Once this is done, we're done. We're ready to put it in the oven. So I'm cutting my bag open. Now I went ahead, you can do these frozen, but frozen, if they stick together like this, and if they're completely frozen, they're hard to pull apart. So I took it out of the freezer and put it in the refrigerator last night, so they thawed a little bit, because see how they clump together, and this way, if you thaw it overnight, it's a little easier to pull them apart, so then you can layer them better in your pan. And it's a little ravioli. It's already filled with cheese. Now you can of course just make ravioli with it, but it's already got the ricotta cheese and everything in it. So it's like, to me, it's like little bitty pockets of lasagna. That's what I'm saying it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and stir this some more. We got it cooking pretty well now. Just turned my stove up some more. It still wasn't going very high. Still not doing terribly. My burners have all gotten to where they don't want to cook really hot. There we go. They need to give me some new burners. Alright, there we go. Almost done. So while it's almost done there, I'm going to take now I just use a jar sauce. This is the one I've gotten what I like. I don't like the ones that have lumpy tomatoes in it. Big old chunks of tomatoes. Now if you like that, eat it. I don't. I like it to be a smooth sauce, and this is the one I've been using. It's got this cute little girl on the front. It's Gia Russa. I don't know how to say it. Giarussa is the name of it. I like the tomato basil. They have a lot of different kinds, but there's no big chunks of tomato in it. It is a smooth sauce, and it's in a glass jar. So there's no can. It said made with simple ingredients: Italian tomatoes, olive oil, onions, basil, garlic, and sea salt. That's all that's in this one. Like I said, that's tomato basil. But I used 2 of these, and I'm going to go ahead and open them. I will tell you, sometimes they are beyond hard to open. That one was not bad. Here's the other one. I like it real saucy. I don't, because noodles have a tendency to, oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Look. What did to my hand? Yeah. Sometimes I just need a man here to open jars. Seriously. Does somebody want to marry me just so I can have somebody open jars? Please. I'm a good cook, I promise. Okay, so that meat is done. Now what I'm going to do, now if you look at this, there's a lot of juice in here. Look at all this right here. Look at all that grease. Now we do not want that grease. No, no, no. So what I'm going to do is drain that off. You can drain it into a jar. You can do whatever you normally do with your grease. Drain it. Do what you do with it. But I drain that off because that is bad artery clogging grease. Now, sometimes I put this in a strainer and actually rinse it too. If you want to do that, you can. So bye-bye to the bad grease. Then, because I now took away all the grease, it's actually oil. If you have good oil, is good for you. So I'm going to put a little of the coconut oil back in there. Now I have heard recently that olive oil, if you heat it, becomes a bad oil. Olive oil is good if you don't heat it, but it's not good if you heat it. Coconut oil is supposed to be the one good for you. Of course, who knows? They're going to tell us tomorrow it's not. I don't know. But right now I'm using the coconut oil because they say that one is still good if it's heated. So, putting that in there, and then I'm adding, it's so simple, adding this jar of sauce. There you go. Stir. Then now, since I've poured everything off, I'm going to keep the rest of it here. Now I'm going to add some seasoning. So I'm going to add some salt. I don't want that much salt. And then I'm going to add some pepper. My pepper grinder's empty. I usually use a pepper grinder, but I'm going to use this today because it's empty, right? And this is just, add how much you like. I hate recipes that tell you to add to taste, but here we go. Here we go. And then I add, because it just depends on what brand you use, if it's got enough seasoning in it. But this one I add some Italian seasoning because I like to have a little more seasoning. To me, it gives it a lot more flavor. And that's, I don't know, probably half a teaspoon or something. Teaspoon. It's probably a teaspoon. And then the other thing you can do, this is totally optional. You don't have to do it at all. But if you want to cut the acidity of the tomatoes a little bit, make it a little bit sweeter, add about a tablespoon of sugar. If you don't want sugar, don't add sugar. It only takes a little tiny bit. I'm knocking my dish towel on the ground. Don't you know why? I got onions in my lid here from when I drained that. Okay, so then turn that back up. I'm going to stir this. Try to get that all mixed around. Then I'm going to add the other jar of sauce. Oh yeah. To me, I would rather have too much sauce in a lasagna than not enough. Not enough sauce and you just have bone dry, rubbery lasagna. Not good. So, the error on the side of too much sauce, because it'll just be that much better. Just be that much better. Okay, so now I've got that turned up. I'm gonna let that simmer. I'm gonna take my dish here. You'll see how easy this is. No, I don't have that up high enough. I do want to get a spoon real quick and taste that just to make sure we're good. Yummy. Yep. That's tasty. Okay, so I'm going to rinse out these jars while I'm waiting for that. I've made this before with the big raviolis. They make real big ones. I've made it before with that. It's good too. Can't not explain it, but I like the little ones better. They're easier to eat. You don't have to cut them. They seem to give you a better ratio of sauce to noodle. But if you want to use the big ones, you can. I'm going to go ahead while that's simmering and put some in my pan to start. Because you want this on the bottom of your pan so your noodles don't stick. This just keeps that from sticking. So here, let's switch over to here. There you go. You spread you some sauce in the bottom of the pan. Ooh, and I'm making a mess. Look at that mess I just made. I can't cook without making a mess on the stove. So then I'm going to take these little raviolis. See, look at how they stick. If that was frozen solid, I'd never get those apart. So thawed in the refrigerator overnight is just right. I make, in this size pan, I do about a row of 16 of them, 4 by 4. Now the thing is, if they are stuck together, you can still cook them, just throw them in there, but you know, it just won't be layered as neat. Or did I do 12? How many does it say are in here? About 75 of them. We're going to go ahead and do 4 rows. I'm trying to remember what I did last time with them. Okay, so there you go. Then, let me stir this. Then, I'm going to take a layer of this Italian cheese. And this is a 8 ounce, which is 2 cups. But then, you know, I don't measure this. I just go like this, you know. Per layer, just like you do lasagna. Take a bunch of cheese, put it on there. That's what you do. And then I'm going to take some Parmesan cheese, straight from the freezer, doesn't have to thaw. Sprinkle that on. Oh, that's going to be so good. Then, I'm going to put another layer of sauce. That's going to start melting that cheese. Oh yeah, it's going to be so good. This is just so much faster. You don't have to pre-cook these. They're really pre-cooked. And they're just frozen. So it's just so much faster. You don't have to mix up the ricotta cheese. You don't have to spread it on the noodles. I mean, that's really good if you like to do that. It's really good, but this is a little faster. Okay, then we have that. So let's put another layer. I just layer these till there aren't no more. It's just so much easier to pull apart if you let them thaw overnight. That one's frozen pretty hard. Oh, it came apart though. There we go. So there's another layer. So then let's do some more cheese. Just like you would do lasagna. This is the Italian cheese or mozzarella if you prefer. I just, the Italian cheese just gives it so much more flavor, some different flavors in there. Then some Parmesan. Shredded Parmesan. And I don't use the green pan or shaky stuff. Blech. I mean, I guess it's okay. This is so much better. This just acts like real cheese. That stuff just has a lot of salt in it, I think. But this will melt and be stringy like cheese, real. If you've never used real Parmesan cheese, not what's in the jar, you need to try it. Because it also, you can buy it already shredded, so it's like no effort. Just keep it in the freezer. It doesn't tell you to, but you need to. Unless you're going to use it all in one day. Keep it in the freezer. There we go. And we're going to do another layer again. Oops, dropped that one, but he's in the right spot. So that'll work. Oh, he got buried. He's already buried himself. There we go. Oh, these are cold. How many more I got in here? I think I'm going to start putting them on the edge here. Probably should have done more. I don't want it layered up so high it, you know, comes out of the pan. I'll just put them on the edge. Once you cover it with sauce, you're not going to tell anyway. Okay. I want to go ahead and be done with this layer. I want like 3 layers. So you probably need to put more like 20 per layer, I'd say. Or just do what I did. That works too. It's all going to taste the same. Okay, so then we're going to put the sauce. Almost sneezed. Hold on. Oh, I think the pepper. Excuse me. The pepper's getting to me. Ooh. Okay, so then we're going to put on our sauce and the cheese on top. Guess you could have done it this order the other way too. Doesn't matter. Put that on there. That's fine. Okay. I'm going to cover these over here on the edge. Might need a bigger pan than this. This is going to be a full pan. I'm probably going to bake this on a pan in the oven so it doesn't slosh out. It might slosh because it is full. But look at how saucy this is going to be. Oh, it's going to be so good. So good. It's a full pan. Definitely can't use a smaller pan than this. Okay, now we're going to put all the rest of the cheese. I like the finely shredded. It's easier to spread more evenly, and also it will, it melts faster. We got it. Spread that all over. Put Parmesan cheese on top. Spread it around. Just going to use all the rest of it in here. Okay, then we go in the 350-degree oven for 30 minutes and we are done. Already got my oven on. Here we go. Into the oven. Uncovered. Oh, I didn't put it in a pan. Let me put the pan. Where's my pan? Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the oven lights. Let's see what I'm doing there too. Alright, on top of the pan. There we go. Now, set my timer for 30 minutes. And there we go. It's all already cooked, it's already done. And it will be so good. I gotta clean up this mess. Now, I don't know if this will work. I was thinking about pausing this video. If I can I pause it? I don't know if I know how. And I was gonna pause it and come back. Let's see. That didn't do it. I thought there was a way you could pause the video. Uh-oh, well that ain't what I wanted. You can see my ceiling. Huh. Well, I wish I could just like pause it and then come back and show you it coming out, but I'll put a picture in the comments later. But I do not know how to pause it. Let's try this.